Part B, there are some oranges and apples in a box. The total number of oranges and apples is 54. The ratio of the number of oranges to the number of apples is 1 to 5. Part B, work out the number of apples in the box. This is very similar to the one we just did, so let's do our best. If you got the other one right, you should be okay with this. The total number of oranges and apples is 54. The ratio of the number of oranges to the number of apples is 1.5. Work out the number of apples in the box. Okay, so what this means, if you please try to do this first before watching the video, and once you've attempted to do the question, or if you get stuck or you get the final answer, then continue watching this video. Yeah, there are some oranges and apples in the box, and there are 54 oranges and apples all together. So if you counted all the oranges and all the apples in the box, you would get 54. And we know that the ratio of oranges to apples is 1 to 5. That means that for every orange there is in the box, there are 5 apples. So we need to work out the number of apples in the box. Okay, work out the number of apples. In this case, we simply add 1 and 5. That would give us 6. We divide 6 into 54, and then we would multiply that by 5, and that would tell us how many apples are in the box. So I'm going to do that now. You probably won't need a calculator for it. Okay, so 1 plus 5 equals 6. There are 54 in total, so it's 54 divided by 6 equals, well, I suppose you can use your calculator for this. 54 divided by 6, 9, in case you don't know your times tables. 54 divided by 6 equals 9, and then we multiply this by 5. Let me just make some space here. There we go. So 9 times, so the number of oranges is 1 for every 5 apples. We need to find out the number of apples, so we multiply 9 by 5, and that equals 45. And that's our final answer. And if you want to check your answer, a good way to do that would be to let's check our answer, to do something like yeah, so we got 9, so we would multiply 9 by 1, and when we add that to 45, we should end up with 54. So 9 times 1, that equals 9, doesn't equal 1. And then we do 45, which was our final answer, the number of apples that we're saying are in the box, plus 9, which is the number of oranges we're saying is in the box. If we add those two, we get 54, and we can see that the question does say the total number of oranges and apples is 54. When we checked our answer, we got that the number of oranges is 9, the number of apples is 45, and the number of oranges and apples in total is 54, and that matches with what the question is saying. So we can be sure we've gotten the right answer. The final answer you should have is 45, because we need to find out how many apples are in the box. And if we check the mark scheme, I'm sure it'll be correct because we've just checked our answer. Yeah, this is what we've done. 5 plus 1 equals 6. 54 divided by 6 equals 9. 5 times 9, and that's 45. If you got 45, give yourself 2 marks. Give yourself 1 mark if you wrote down 5 divided by 5 plus 1 times 4, if you have that written down somewhere, or 1 over 5 plus 1 all times 54, or 54 divided by 5 plus 1, or 54 times 5, or 270, or 9 to 45, or 9 seen. So if you've written down 9 somewhere, give yourself, let me see, give yourself 1 mark. as long as it is not associated with incorrect working, and give yourself full marks for 45. So it was very, very easy to get 1 mark there. You just had to show your working, really. Yeah, and the text solution to this video is available on videogcse.com.